Welcome back to Absolutely the Best Podcast, a work in progress. I am Zach, and with me today is my good friend Michael.
Yes, I am here. I am a handsome Squidward.
We'll have context for that in a bit.
No, we
won't. Okay. We are waiting on George, who's stuck in traffic. He will be joining at some point, and he's supposed to be leading this one. So if we're a little more loose today than normal, that's probably for the better. This is Series 3, Episode 10, and today we are discussing Prometheus from June 9th, 2012. And after we discuss the movie, we will figure out where to place it in our AVPCU movie ranking in our mission to figure out which one is absolutely the best, or in this case, at least halfway decent. As a reminder, we assume the listener has seen the movie before, and of course, there will be spoilers. I do have a quick correction from a previous episode.
No.
Not the Metroid one.
No.
We, I don't know if I didn't update the list or something, but at the end of Predators, I said it was the new number 7, but it's really the new number 8. Doesn't affect the ranking at all. I just said the wrong number. Well, I guess that would affect the ranking, but
yeah.
I think that we put it in F tier. It was clear that it was not number 7.
No. Oh man. I'll tell you what. I was thrilled to watch the two things that we did today after what we've been through the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. So I remember, I guess I'll go right into the movie memories. This is one that I saw in the theater, and I remember being disappointed by it when I first saw it. It was like so much dumb stuff, and I felt like there was too much that they were trying to do. And I did shortly thereafter read an article that kind of explained away a lot of the problems that I have. But you shouldn't have to read an article to, explain the movie or like the movie.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to listen to the commentary to understand the movie.
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you there. But the movie should stand on its own. And also, after rewatching it, I feel like that article was not correct because I still have some issues with it. I did rewatch it here with 2 commentary tracks, one with director Ridley Scott, who nicely explained that his commentary is literally commenting on the movie. He was like, I'm going to be commenting on this like it was the first time anybody had heard of what a commentary is. And then he also kind of assumes that you didn't see the movie before because he's explaining things like, this character, you don't know his name yet, but it's David and blah, blah, blah. Like, buddy, I'm here for the extras. I've seen this a few times. Let's move it on. And then the second commentary was with the writers, John Spates and Damon Lindelof. I'm pretty sure it was separate commentaries and they cut it together.
Oh.
Because they never once bounce ideas off one another or talk back and forth. And there's something that happens towards the end of the commentary where I was like, oh, I think they might hate each other. So stay tuned for that. I do hate listening to Damon Lindelof. He sounds like a really smug prick. So that one, that was kind of rough, but at least he admits it. He's like, I know everybody hates me. Like, this is probably making you hate me more. I felt like there was something that you had said earlier that I was like, oh, well, I might as well go into the movie memories. And now I feel like I skipped over what I was going to say.
I don't remember what I say. I don't remember anything I say.
Oh, I know what it was. It was that you were glad to have watched this and then the part 2 of Killer of Killers.
Yes.
Because of how bad Predators was. And I 100% agree. I think this is the most I've actually liked this movie. And I would say that I do like this movie now. And I don't know. I think I liked it before. I've watched it a number of times. But like that first time, I was disappointed by it. What about you? What about your movie memories?
I watched it when we did, I think the video release was the first time that I watched this. And I think that was our reason for doing a rewatch of the entire Alien series.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I did like it then. And it was like, I think we did all of these Alien movies in a weekend. So
Wow.
like
All right.
watching them back to back to back to back to back, it was like, all right. And then by the time I was already so like steeped in alien lore that I was like, okay, there's a couple things that bother me about this movie, but for the most part, I liked it. I think it's a good sci-fi movie. I
Yeah.
think it's a good beginning to an alien thing. The one thing that always bothers me, and you've probably noticed it, why do they feel like they need to explain where Wayland Yutani came from? That
Right.
we're always Waylanding and Yutaniing and like
This is not the important part of the Alien
no, who
franchise.
cares? Like and everybody treats it like it's this big mind-blowing reveal and it's like shut up, I don't care. Like the only reason Wayland Yutani exists is to have somebody that these people are working against. We don't need to know about it at all.
What we need is a 2.5 hour business drama about the merger of Wayland and Yutani.
Yeah, it's just like that. And I don't know. This didn't have the breaking point that a lot of movies have for me. Like, I'll be watching a movie and I will accept dumb shit for a long time. But
Kind of have
there's a
to.
breaking point where there's too much dumb shit. And then I'm like, well, now all the dumb shit that I was ignoring before is
Yes.
bothering me.
Yes. Yeah.
This doesn't cross that line for me. It sort of balances on it
Right.
where I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, there's a lot of dumb shit in this movie, but I don't care because I'm still enjoying the movie.
Yeah, I totally get that because I'm very much like that. I think my tolerance for dumb shit might be lower than yours, but and this one, I think the first time that I did watch it, it went past that
Yeah.
boundary for me.
And
But on
I totally
subsequent
get that
watches,
because
I can accept more.
as we talk about this movie, there's going to be a lot of dumb shit that I'm going to like
Yes, yes.
point out, but like I said, none of it was bad enough where I was like, all right, that's enough of this movie.
No, and it moves quickly and it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of times I'm like, come on, why would somebody do that? Like, why would
Yeah.
somebody say that? And but then we're still moving, so we're
Yeah.
not dwelling on it.
And it is a full 2-hour movie, and it only starts to feel like a 2-hour movie when the first ending is about to happen.
Right.
When the movie,
right.
when you think that the movie is about to end, and then it doesn't, it keeps going for another like 22 minutes. Then I was like, all right, now this is starting to feel 2 hours. But up until then, I was like, we're paced well.
Yeah, I think one of my first notes was like, oh, it's only 2 hours. That's a good sign. Because I feel like Ridley Scott could have gotten away with an extra 30 minutes or so
Yeah.
in this, and that would have been too much.
I mean, it's not paced as well as the 2-hour long Alien.
No, right.
I wasn't I wasn't engrossed the entire time like I am when I watch Alien. But I was like, all right, this is a fine 2-hour long movie.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so let's get into the credits. Prometheus is the 10th movie in our AVPCU series. It was written by John Spates and Damon Lindelof. We actually discussed Spates before because he wrote Doctor Strange, so he's one of several MCU adjacent pieces here. Lindelof has he's got good ideas, but bad follow through. I feel like he's probably best known for Lost, and I think the only really great thing I saw him have a writing credit on was that Watchmen show that was on HBO a few years back. I don't know if you saw it. Did you watch that one?
Yeah, the Watchmen show. That was fantastic. I
Yeah.
really liked that.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, it was super good. And then he's a writer, I guess, on Lanterns, which is coming out soon. So lower your expectations.
Oh, damn. Because my expectations were pretty high for that.
It looks good. It looks good, but I don't know. Well, I guess, I think the last thing that he did before that was the Watchmen show. The last thing of note, anyway. So maybe he's learned his lessons.
Yeah, maybe he learned how to write.
Like, have the whole thought first.
Yes.
The movie's directed by Ridley Scott. We talked about him in our Alien coverage. So we'll move on to the main cast. We have Noomi Rapace as Elizabeth Shaw. I really like Noomi Rapace, and I like her in this. She's interesting looking. She's not, your generic Hollywood actress.
Yeah, she has a look that I usually describe as she would be the hottest normal person you've seen.
Yeah.
Like in a place. Like,
yeah,
she's like normal hot. She's not like disgustingly hot.
Right. Yeah. And so I think in that respect, she's similar to Sigourney Weaver, who is also a very strikingly beautiful person.
Yes.
And not in a typical way.
Yes.
So, and I kind of feel like Shaw's supposed to be the Ripley analog. I don't think they really quite land that, but I would rather that they tried than just, make some dude the main character.
Mm-hmm.
She's also been in the Girl Who fill in the blank movies as Elizabeth Salander.
Oh, okay.
The original Swedish ones, not the American remakes.
Okay.
And I don't know, did you see Lamb, that movie, that kind of weird ass horror movie that she's in?
No.
Okay, yeah. I saw it, I barely remember it. It's really weird though.
I like weird stuff.
Yeah. I'd be curious what your thoughts were on it.
Maybe I'll watch it. I have a bunch of time off from work coming up next month, so
nice.
I'll have enough time to.
Can I have some?
You cannot.
Next, we have Michael Fassbender as David. He's a great actor. I really like him, and this is a good character as well. Did you see Shame?
No.
Okay. If you did, you'd know what I'm talking about, because he's got a full frontal scene in there, and he's got a huge hog.
And I bet he does. Of course, Michael Fassbender has a huge hog.
And he's married to Alicia Vikander, who is tiny. So I don't know, man. He must really knock the bottom out of it. I don't know how that works out. And I think another good role he's known for is Inglourious Bastards. He's also great as young Magneto.
Yeah, he's really good. And man, that jawline is perfection. That is such a good jawline.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, there's a reason he's in movies, right?
Yeah.
He can act too, though.
Not he's great.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to reduce him to a beautiful face. He's also a great actor, but he's also got a beautiful face.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see Eden Lake, that horror movie that he's in? That's kind of like right before he got super famous.
Yes, I did, but I couldn't tell you a thing about it.
Yeah. It was just like really fucked up. These kids are messing with him, and it goes way off the rails.
Yeah. I remember liking it, but
yeah. It's not one I can rewatch a bunch of times.
Yeah.
It's not a feel-good horror movie.
No. It's no Revenge. I'm going to keep talking about Revenge until we talk about it on the podcast. There's got to be something.
There's got to be some kind of tie in there.
Yeah.
I would talk about it. It is a good movie.
That's a great movie.
And let's see. Oh, he played Steve Jobs in Steve Jobs. Also, in the commentary, I think it was Spates who said it. He said that because they had Ash and then Bishop and then Call, they wanted a D name. So that's why he's David. Like Michelangelo is David.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a prequel. So why why does that make any sense at all? So, and then even stupider, he makes the point that David is the first android to be called by his first name, and says that it's fitting given the chronology. So like he's acknowledging this, like that these two thoughts are completely opposed to one another. Mm-hmm. Next we have Charlize Theron as Meredith Vickers. Charlize, she's a fantastic lady.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always like her movies, but I always like her in them. I don't like this character, but
it is the most movie character bad guy turn good with like the most boring twist in human history. Like when the twist happens and she's like, blah 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 father, I was like,
Yeah.
oh wow, her father. I can't fucking believe
Believe
it.
it. Well, while I was watching it, my notes, I was like, because she like kind of kneels down and like caresses his hand or something like that. And I was like, oh man, is she
Yes.
like, is she coming on to him? I was like, I don't think his
Yeah.
dick works. And then I was
That
like, oh, it's her
was
dad.
yes, that was a very strange, and I think they shot it like that on purpose
Yeah. Oh, for
because
sure. Yeah.
there was no way that like they weren't trying to make it look like she was about to go down on him. Like that's
Right.
what it was shot like.
Yes, without a doubt. But she's good in this as the person you're not supposed to like. I happen to, wasn't it the one of the movie games that we play on the Discord, they had Devil's Advocate in there and they had that frame of her. And I was like, holy shit, is that Charlize Theron? Because it doesn't even look like her anymore. And I don't mean that in like a bad way. She looks beautiful then. She looks beautiful now.
Yeah.
But she looks very different in that movie.
Yeah.
So that's a good movie she's in. She's Furiosa in Fury Road. Great.
Yes.
Great there.
Monster. I wouldn't call Devil's Advocate a great movie.
I haven't seen it in a while. It's been a long time. Have you seen Monster?
Yes.
Yeah, that is unbelievable.
Yeah,
because I don't think. Yeah, I don't think any of that's prosthetics. If like there's some makeup and maybe some lack of makeup.
Yeah,
but wow, that was an incredible transformation.
Yeah, Eileen Wuornos is my second favorite. Like, I say favorite, like I don't have a favorite serial killer, but the serial killer that I think is the most interesting. I think she's up there with Henry Lee Lucas.
Yeah, I mean, people who suffer abuse, make for interesting serial killers.
Yeah, and it's like, oh shit, I totally get it. Like, I get why she did that.
Yeah, totally. Oh, she's also MCU adjacent because she also makes this MCU adjacent because she's Clea in the Multiverse of Madness and will probably come back in whatever the next Doctor Strange is.
And she's the person who I always get confused with the lady who plays Black Widow.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson?
Yes, they may as well be the same person.
Really? I don't think that at all. I like Scarlett Johansson, but she's not as nearly as good an actress.
Yeah, no, I think Charlize Theron is definitely way better, but like
all white ladies look the same.
As far as I think that's what I mean by like normal hot. Like I would prefer, but all of these Hollywood actresses are interchangeable besides their level of acting talent.
That's fair. Next, we have Idris Elba as Yannick. He's a fantastic guy. I really like Idris Elba.
He's so good in everything.
Yeah. Even in the terrible movies that he sometimes picks.
Mm-hmm. And he is like the look of him in this movie. When he puts the hat on and he's got the jacket on, I'm like, yeah, that's a spaceship captain. Like he has a perfect spaceship captain look.
And I want to point out that he's doing like an American accent, right?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. And it's good.
It's because
fine. All right. I guess I'm speaking relatively because I started the next movie, Alien Covenant, and I had totally wiped it from my memory that Michael Fassbender, who we just totally filleted, he has a terrible flat American accent. It is really bad as Walter. And it just keeps taking me out of the movie.
Yeah. Idris Elba is doing like almost a Southern accent.
Yeah.
And it's better than the I'm gonna go off on a small tangent.
Off.
Victor Extravaganza Princeton in Jack Billings Presents. The way I do his voice is how Benedict Cumberbatch does his American
Oh.
voice. Like when I'm doing
Yes.
that character, it's
Yes.
like, hello, I am an American.
Yeah.
And then I just digitize it a little, and then he's a robot.
Yes. Yeah. Regular American Joe.
Yes, I am a regular American man.
Yeah, that's interesting. Now I'm going to think about that voice differently. So Idris Elba, he also makes this MCU adjacent, and therefore we've also discussed him before. We also have Guy Pearce as Peter Wayland, also MCU adjacent because he's in Iron Man 3. And
is he?
He's the I can't think of the guy's name right now, but he's the guy who creates like the whatever the genetic bullshit thing is that makes the soldiers like glow red and then some of them explode. I totally forget all of it because I hate that movie.
Okay. Yeah, I saw Iron Man 3 in the theater and never again.
I wish I had never seen it again, but I had to do it for the show. That is not my least favorite MCU movie, but it's down there. But I like him a lot in pretty much everything. I know you love him in Memento, one of your favorite movies.
Oh yeah. Memento is one of my favorite movies. Actually, it is. I'm glad that Guy Pearce was in here because it is going to get us to talk about one of my actual favorite movies of all time, which is Ravenous.
I feel like I saw that once a long time ago and I need to rewatch it. I've heard it talked about on other podcasts too.
I fucking love Ravenous. It's such a good movie. And I watched it, like, my wife got it for me on DVD. Like, it's on standard def DVD, like, what do you call that? Letterboxed. It looks like absolute hell, but I keep watching it because it's not on anything. So I'll just watch this standard definition DVD because god damn, that movie is good.
I'm going to have to find a VHS rip of it.
Yeah.
Logan Marshall Green as Charlie Holloway, also MCU adjacent. He's one of the bad guys that the Vulture kills early on for trying to blackmail him or something like that. You probably didn't. You didn't see that movie. You didn't see the one good Spider-Man movie in the MCU.
No. And I also don't believe you that it's good.
Did you ever see? Well, I'll do some kind of face and voice replacement for Tom Holland, and then you'll be able to watch it.
Yeah, put Tobey Maguire's face and voice in there.
Did you ever see The Invitation with Logan Marshall Green?
I have seen The Invitation, yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that a lot. And of course, he stars in Upgrade, which is another cool movie.
God, I've never even heard of. That sounds like
a really
movie.
And the premise is he gets paralyzed in a car accident, and this annoying boy genius guy gives him a microchip that goes in his spinal column.
You lost me with annoying boy genius.
Yeah. But he's not in it so much. But he basically gets this chip in his spinal column so that he can walk again, and the chip is AI controlled, and he can basically be like, "Hey AI, take over and kick these guys' asses for me." And so it's pretty good.
Is the boy genius barefoot the whole time, pointing at doors with his feet?
I think I might be misremembering this, but I think he's the brother in Alien Earth. Like Wendy's.
Oh god!
It's either him or it's like Dane DeHaan. Maybe it's Dane DeHaan, who's also not my favorite. He's really good at playing characters I hate, so I feel like I'm judging him unfairly. Anyways, I recommend the movie though.
Oh well,
Sean Harris as Fifield. He's just a really interesting looking and sounding guy. He's just like, he's kind of like got this scratchy, strained voice. And he's in a really weird horror movie called Possum. I don't know if you ever saw that one. Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know if I'd recommend it necessarily, but
yeah, this is a lot of characters that I can't place their names because there's like 4 people in this movie that you care about and then a bunch of other people.
Yes, that is true. There's a bunch of other people. I'm going through all the cast that I have because George
We're
isn't here
waiting for
yet.
George. Yeah, I get it.
So anyways, he was in Possum. I know I've seen him in other stuff. I think he's in a Mission Impossible movie or two. But that's the one character I wish he had lasted longer. I liked him. Although he does some of the dumbest shit in this movie. Rafe Spall plays Milburn, and I didn't realize that he's Noel from Shaun of the Dead. The kid, you've seen Shaun of the Dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the kid who's kind of bratty to Sean at the at work, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that's the same kid,
Okay.
the same guy, same actor, and he is in a really weird, not very good horror movie, which my friend Dean reminded me of. Actually, Dean's listening. What's up, Dean? He loves it when I call him out. But the movie's called The Ritual.
Oh,
which
yeah.
Yeah.
The Ritual is awesome.
Okay. Tell me why it's awesome. I didn't think it was.
Oh.
It's okay.
I'm a big fan of like cult. If hopefully I'm thinking of the right movie. But I like a cult sacrifice. Is it a cult sacrifice movie? Yeah.
Yeah. In the end. Yeah.
I'm there. If a cult sacrifices someone or tries to sacrifice someone, I'm like, cool. I like it.
You're all there for it. Okay.
I don't know.
Want you
I
in
have
that cult.
really weird taste in stuff. My favorite type of horror movie is culty, sacrificey movies. I don't know if you ever saw Satanic Panic.
No, I thought you were going to say Mandy.
Mandy also, obviously, Mandy. Mandy is. We can talk about Mandy forever, and we will, because that's MCU adjacent. Because I don't care what anyone says; those Ghost Rider movies count. They're awesome. The Ghost Rider movies are my favorite Marvel movies. And that makes Nicolas Cage MCU adjacent, so we can talk about any of his movies.
I'm sure we could figure out a way to tie it into. What was the other one we were said was MCU adjacent that you wanted to talk about? Oh, with Guy Pearce.
Ravenous.
The
one we just talked about like 4 minutes ago.
Yeah. I'm just making a note so I remember to look into it later and jot it down. Otherwise, I'm going to be distracted the whole time trying to remember that. I know how I work.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me.
So, I don't know why. I have one more person to talk about here, and I don't know why they're not in the main cast list on Wikipedia because she's awesome. Or sorry, because he's awesome. Benedict Wong as Ravel. He's not in this a whole lot, but he's great, man. I love him.
I think when I looked it up, I think he was credited as like the final engineer. Like the last engineer or something like that.
I don't even remember what his fate is here because he's not one of the ones on the bridge. Is he one of the ones on the bridge?
Yeah, he's one of the ones. Yeah, it's Idris Elba, some other guy, and him are the three that are on the bridge.
All right. So yeah, I guess maybe he was sitting furthest back. So he's the last.
Well, I know the pilot console thing was behind them, but Idris Elba does get up and go to the front.
He's like, me first.
And he's like, arms up. Like it's a roller coaster.
Yeah. I mean, I guess why not? And then let's see. Oh, I did want to point out, of course, Benedict Wong, also MCU tie-in. So this is the most MCU adjacent movie I think we may have covered. So let's get on to the main discussion. I did just get a text from George saying that he's parked and he's just got to go pee-pee and then he'll be right here. That was like a minute ago. So
okay.
Do you want to bullshit for a minute or should we just start the main discussion?
Oh, if we only have a couple minutes.
Yeah. All right. We'll give them a minute.
We can
bonus content for the patrons.
I was going to say we can get a little extra like shit for the end of the episode.
All right.
So like
make me laugh.
So like tits, balls, dicks, ass.
I don't know what any of those are.
Dicks and assholes.
I'm glad I don't edit this. I don't bleep out anything anymore. That'd be a lot of work.
I feel a little bit bad about coming on here and tainting this show with like my cum jokes and my swearing and all that stuff. But at the same time, all of those Marvel movies are for babies. So like if the young children want to listen to the MCU ones, they can.
That's fair. Yeah.
The Alien and Predator movies are mostly for adult people, so they can handle some swearing and some like sexual talk.
Yeah. That's a good point. I wouldn't feel bad about it, by the way. I mean, it's not like I never made these jokes in real life before.
I know. It's just
I think we're trying to keep it a little clean for a wider audience, but it's not as fun.
It was funny because it was like 2 episodes of Michael Colby being on the show, and now we're no longer being edited. We have that little E on the.
It's too much work.
Too much work to censor all of the swears. But again, everyone who has me on their podcast knows what they're getting into.
That's true. It was not a surprise. Boy, he sure is foul-mouthed.
He sure is foul-mouthed. He talks a lot.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting. Yes, you were. You knew what you were getting into. You and everyone who's ever had me on their podcast know what they were getting into.
Hey, George, I've just been listening to Michael talk about himself the whole time.
We have just been talking about me.
I'm so sorry I'm late, you guys. Oh, God.
So we did get just to the start of the main movie thing. So
okay.
So we got through we did movie memories and the main cast discussion, and we really dragged it out. But if you had anything you wanted to say about the main memories thing, I can, whatever, that's fine, and then we can go into the main discussion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Zach, man. I just want to say, I know that I was supposed to help host this, and I did shave off 4 minutes out of the total time that Google said it was going to take to get here.
By putting your family in danger?
I did get a little bit of stink eye from my wife. And,
just the podcast,
my kid
man.
puked
It's
in
okay.
the back.
Oh no!
Well, no. I mean, one of my kids is very prone to motion sickness, and my wife is also prone to motion sickness. So towards the end, I think after she gave me a stink eye and was like, "Hey, your speed," I toned it down a little bit. But
just the podcast. Don't worry about it.
I know. I still felt bad. But as far as movie memories for Prometheus, I do remember being super excited because it was Ridley Scott, and we've cemented Alien as our favorite. And I don't know if you guys already went over that, but that's why I was really excited to come back to Prometheus and to have the original, the OG director who got it right the first time. Yeah, I wish he got this one right. For me.
That's how I felt walking out of it, for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
I've come around on a lot of it.
Oh, did you? Oh, I guess we'll get to how exactly what parts you got around to. But I will say that I did walk out of this being very amazed and blown away by the visuals.
Yeah.
The other stuff, yeah. I guess we'll get into the other stuff.
All right.
So did you? I missed your part. Did you actually watch was there any commentary on this that kind of explained why?
2 commentaries. There was some explanation. I had said earlier, though, that after I had originally watched the movie, I read an article that kind of explains away some of the problems that I have. But then after rewatching it again now, some of those problems have come back and they are not explained. So Yeah, I think it's probably going to be my guess, offhand guess, is that George, you're gonna have liked this the least. I'm gonna be kind of in the middle, and Colby's gonna have liked it a little bit more than me. But that's just a guess.
Really, I would have thought because of Alien Earth. I mean, I guess he has some cachet, having gotten Alien right the first time. So, but
All
yeah,
right, so
sure.
let's get into the main discussion.
Sure. My so my notes, my scene breakdown for this initial first scene is die engineer die. But I did actually, I take that back. The visuals, and I did like the music. I actually loved the
This
music.
got a good score. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got a good score. So we start off on like a desolate, seemingly empty planet. I guess we find out later that this is like prehistoric Earth. And you've got this one engineer just kind of standing there alone on top of a waterfall in a robe and a loincloth. He drinks this dark goop from a nice, cute little bowl, and whatever it is just starts fucking up his body. And his body is basically just disintegrates. And we get a nice close up of his DNA breaking apart and then coming back together again in the water, which I thought was a really, really cool special effect.
I liked it. I thought this was a strong opening.
Yeah.
Really cool scenery to begin with. He does a little DNA depolymerase shot, falls apart, and then I think it's cool. It doesn't really need explanation. Like, this is you're seeding DNA on Earth, and it's going to evolve into whatever other things.
Yeah. This is where but my first note is handsome Squidward, because I don't know if either of you watch SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yes.
But there's an episode where Squidward gets his face slammed in the door and gets handsome, and these guys look just like handsome Squidward. Like,
I need to find that, and I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna put that in the chapter art, and I'm gonna rename the chapter to handsome Squidward. And I'm saying all this now, so I remember to do it when I'm editing.
Science-wise, does that visualization kind of play out to what it would probably look like?
I mean, it was fine. I mean,
close enough.
I didn't have any problems with it. I mean, like, DNA is kind of, complex enough where, it looked fine. I didn't have any science gripe about it anyways.
Yeah. Nice. I don't know. So I'm glad you guys liked it. But for some reason, I don't know, in my head I was like, hey, these guys are from a species so advanced that they go around the universe in these super sophisticated UFO looking spaceships, seeding, I guess I'm assuming they seed other planets with like their seed.
Mm-hmm.
But like, they couldn't engineer a better way to seed the planet that didn't result in them having to.
The way you keep saying seed the planet, now I kind of want a version where he just jerks off into the waterfall and leaves.
But I mean, like, right? Well, like, couldn't there have been a better way to do it without like your body
I don't know,
disintegrating?
Like, I don't want the explanation. I don't want this to be over-explained. But in my head canon, this is some great honor that he's been chosen for. Mm-hmm. And actually, I think in the deleted scenes, there's like a bunch of them there, basically making sure that he follows through or something. I'm glad that they cut that out. I think this works at the best that it could. I mean, there's other ways he could have just like dumped a little vial of DNA or something, but I thought this was pretty cool. And I think, again, the first time I watched it, I probably had a lot of the same kind of issues with it, but I thought it was fine. I like it.
Oh yeah, you really bought the Kool-Aid since you were watching. I was actually hoping.
Who even am I?
Yeah, I was like, who are you this time around? I feel like it didn't bug me the first time around, but because I sat here and was taking notes with it, I was like, well, they're supposed to be so. I did like how the spaceship went vertical and flew away and didn't do the whole stayed horizontal and flew away type of thing. I thought that was
pretty
really cool.
Yeah, I think Arrival stole that from this movie.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. The visuals, again, are just mind blowing to me.
Yeah, they're really, really good in this movie.
Yeah. So we fast forward to the next scene, which is, I guess, the year 2089, and we've got Elizabeth Shaw and Charlie Holloway, two scientists who discover a cave painting. I think it was in Scotland, right? And it's these, I guess, what do they call cave paintings? Hieroglyphs of a giant dude pointing towards a specific star cluster. And it turns out that this star cluster matches some of the other ancient civilizations that they've been digging around and finding. And Elizabeth Shaw interprets it as, what do you call it? It's not actually a man, but like somebody else, and it's a invitation from the engineers. And yeah, so she says, "I think they want us to come and find them." And I don't know that that's exactly what I got as soon as I saw it. I mean, I was like, oh, or it could be, don't go here.
Clearly they don't, as we find out.
Right. So, I don't know, yeah. So I was going to ask you guys that, like, was there anything in that drawing that was like, hey, guys?
Bit of stretch in reasoning, but, we got to move this movie along. So, kind of, you can get away with a lot early on in a movie. For me, I think, like, if you're gonna fuck up, do it early, and keep it moving.
Fair. Colby, I'm surprised you're so quiet.
Well, I said it at the beginning, and it's so basically when I watch a movie, I go in going, okay, I'm gonna buy whatever bullshit this movie has given me, and the bullshit builds up to the point where it either breaks and then everything that bothered me bothers me more, or it doesn't break and I'm like, fine, I'm just going to buy this bullshit. And this movie never got to the point where it bothered me more than it didn't. So this movie stayed on the line of, all right, I'll buy this dumb shit. And there's plenty of dumb shit. All of this shit is stupid. But it was like, I'm enjoying this movie enough that it's not like I'm not going to let it ruin it for me. And I can't tell you like what it is that makes it snap ever. Sometimes it snaps, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know what it is. But this movie stayed on the line of, all right, this dumb shit's not bothering
me. I basically agreed. And, same thing. But I think that the first time I watched it, it did go over the line, and for whatever reason, it didn't this time.
Oh, wow. Yeah, see, it didn't go over the line for me the first time. And then I enjoyed it even more when I saw Covenant. And this viewing, while taking notes, was, for whatever reason, broke me. But anyway, we'll go on. I mean, maybe you guys will change my mind by the end of this podcast. It has happened. So next scene has the Prometheus, which I actually think is one of my favorite parts of the movie. Is just the design of the Prometheus is
pretty good.
Is really awesome. Is it me, or does it look like a fatter version of the Serenity from Firefly?
Yeah, it does. Totally.
Okay. That was definitely like one of the first things something that Ridley Scott is great at, is making spaceships look high tech, but also lived in. It's like Millennium Falcon levels of like cool space tech and also shitty junk.
I'll tell you what did bother me here was the bullshit where it's like, the spaceship Prometheus, destination unknown. Everybody watching this movie knows exactly where they're going. They just showed like these 4 stars, like they're going to go check it out. We know where they're going.
Yeah, I totally missed that part when they were zooming in. I didn't realize that didn't jump out to me. I'm surprised. See, that would have made me hate it even more.
No, I definitely noticed it, but I was like, maybe they're going somewhere different? I don't know.
Although one of my other complaints maybe kind of explains that, and that's maybe everybody on there, or most of the people on there, weren't briefed before they go, because like once they get there, then it's like, hey, here's what's going on. It's like, who gets on a spaceship for 2.5 years without knowing where you're going?
Well, they're just there to make money.
Yeah,
right. Five.
Yeah.
I mean, we're jumping a little bit ahead, but like, didn't what's his face Wayland introduce David to everybody, and then it was like, I don't know. I was like, didn't you guys meet David before you jumped into the cryopod?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Right. Anyway, speaking of David, he happens to be one of my favorite parts of the movie, and we see him in this scene where he's just keeping busy, learning ancient languages, apparently practicing so that he can, I guess, speak with the engineers. He's also practicing basketball while on a bicycle, which is pretty interesting.
Amazing.
Was there anything on the commentary about that? Because he was really good at it.
Ridley Scott was just talking about how he spent, basically what you just said, he spends all his time trying to learn these things, but he's an android. Can't he just like download everything, like all the information in the universe immediately? Why does he need to practice any of this stuff?
To keep himself busy,
I guess.
And he was looking for common thread between all of the civilizations, because I guess each civilization spoke to the engineers, and so there must have been some common through line between each thing.
I mean, that helps. I had a complaint later about, like, I know he studied a lot of languages, but how does he speak engineer? Because we never once heard the engineer speak. But maybe he's inferred it from studying so many languages. I don't know.
See, I'm gonna lose, but you're dropping it down to a D for me now. See.
Well, you're explaining problems away from me.
But yeah, so the ship slows down as it reaches their destination, which I liked the touch where the pool cue and the balls like moved over to one side of the pool table.
I hadn't noticed that. That's interesting. Yeah.
And then we see another exterior shot of the Prometheus, and man, it totally looks like the Serenity for me there. But we meet Meredith Vickers, who's doing push-ups to get her muscles moving. She doesn't need anybody to wake her up, apparently.
They needed to give her a second take on those push-ups. Because when they show her doing it, she does them from the front. She's doing awesome push-ups. That's Charlize Theron being a badass. And then from the side, she's like barely going halfway down. Like, I know you just woke from hypersleep, but come on, like, she's a badass. You gotta go all the way down on those push-ups.
Yeah, that was my take. She didn't need anybody to wake her up. Apparently, she had her own alarm system for when things slow down. And she's just like, "Hey, David, get me my robe and wake everybody up." And you can tell right off the bat that she kind of doesn't give a shit about David. just from how she's talking to him.
She doesn't give a shit about any of the people. She definitely doesn't give a shit about David.
Yeah. So we get to another scene with the cryogenic sleep chambers, and they're a little bit different from the ones that we see in, I think, Alien Earth and Aliens actually too, where I think the chamber I noticed is in a big, I think it's circular, and the pods are attached to the walls themselves, versus I think in Alien and the other ones there's like a big, they all come from like a central column, and then they come out in spokes.
Well, also in this one, everybody is so wet waking up from cryo sleep.
That's true.
So since this is a prequel, I guess they haven't figured out how to do dry cryo sleep yet.
That's what I was assuming.
Yeah. But also, I have this written in a bunch of places. I'll try not to complain about it multiple times, but the entire problem with doing a prequel is that all the technology in this movie looks so much more advanced than in Alien. And it doesn't have to be as rudimentary, but stop making it so fantastical, because it breaks that chronology for me.
Even the suits, the suits are so sleek and like I don't know, they look futuristic. They're like tight fitting, and the ones in Alien and Aliens are so like astronaut looking. They just look like astronaut suits, and these look like future suits.
Yep.
But you know what? I bet the ones in Alien and Aliens probably weren't flammable like these ones were. Which I would have thought would have been a prerequisite for any kind of spacesuit. Like, you don't want it setting on fire as super easily. But also, jumping ahead, we spend a little bit too long looking at Shaw's feet as she pukes her guts out.
I don't
know if you guys
think
caught
that's
that.
true. I think we spent just the right amount of time looking at her feet while she's puking her guts out.
But it's a bit different from Vickers doing her push-ups and getting ready. But yeah, the rest of the crew wakes up and they are definitely a bit of a motley crew and bigger than the first Alien team, or at least I guess the coming Alien team.
Right.
Since
Coming aliens.
This is the prequel.
Tell me more
Yeah.
about these coming aliens.
Well, everything's wet. But this cruise, they're not. I've noticed off the bat they're not as friendly with each other. But I liked how they kind of they introduce everybody that matters to me, at least. Like in this one scene, you meet Yannick, the captain, played by Idris Elba, super smooth dude. He's putting together a Christmas tree because he says, "Hey, we need the holidays to help tell the passage of time, to mark the passage of time." Right? We've got Milburn, who apparently is the dumbest biologist in the history of Earth.
Yes.
And, but he's a friendly guy, and
Yeah.
I really liked his sweater. His sweater is actually the one I was looking up. I was looking up his sweater, and that's what made me find that really heavy sweater that I like wearing here and there on the podcast.
Did you recognize where he was from?
I did not actually.
He's in Shaun of the Dead. He's like Noel, I think, or maybe that's his name in this. But the kid who's kind of bratty to Sean in the electronics store, where like he's on the phone. Yeah. That's that guy.
Him?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It's funny.
The guy with the leaky pen, or who gave him gave him shit for the leaky pen, right?
You got red on you. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I did not. Oh man, I did not notice that was him. But yeah, he was super friendly to Fifield, who is a cranky and doesn't give a shit about Milburn, because he's been asleep for 2 years and just wants his money kind of guy. And then we also meet King Benedict Wong as Ravel and his buddy, co-pilot or navigator Chance. And that's pretty much everybody that like matters to me, but outside of Vickers, David, and the two scientists.
So speaking of people who don't matter, if you have the notes open, I put a picture in there. When Yannick is setting up the Christmas tree, there's a guy sitting in the background, like on a bench in the background. He looks like Jason Priestley in 1992. Never see him again. Who is that guy?
There's a few scenes like that where I think there's another scene where somebody's like another crew member is just walking past the hallway in the background, and you never see that guy again either.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we don't need to know every single person on this ship, but I just thought that guy caught my eye. It's like, I've never seen him before. We never see him again.
Yeah, I just call everybody else red shirts from here on out that I don't recognize.
That's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, so Vicar jumps in front of everybody. She's explaining that she's the boss and they better do their job. And she triggers a hologram of Peter Wayland, long dead, from June 2091.
Real bad old guy makeup on Guy Pearce.
Okay, so it wasn't just me. Thank you.
Like, it looks okay, but as soon as he like moves and talks, it's like so obviously prosthetics. And I don't know why. I do know why now, but I didn't know why they cast Guy Pearce in this role. We've discussed Guy Pearce. Everybody likes him. Good actor. But if he's just an old man in makeup, like, why not just cast an old man who's guy. Also, right? And so it turns out that there's a scene later on where David is inside of Peter Wayland's cyber sleep dream or whatever. Like you know how he like you see him with the helmet on at one point, and then Vickers is like, "What did he say?" Right. So there's a scene that's cut there where I don't think they even ever shot it, where he's in this cyber dream that Wayland is having, and he's a young man and he's on a boat with like women in bikinis and whatnot, and so I don't know, man. They could have just cast a lookalike. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like thinking about Herschel from The Walking Dead and how that guy was like an awesome, older dude. Like I would have loved somebody like him that they just de-aged.
Yeah, they could have just used a old guy, like because old guys all look just like babies and Hollywood actresses. all old white guys look the same. Like, they could have cast me, and nobody would
I was
have
about
known.
to say, are you Guy Pearce?
I am. I'm Guy Pearce in the future. I wish. Man, that guy is so fucking handsome.
I also didn't like this hologram bullshit. Like, it was a Disneyland ride. Like,
It's
just
But what about the
stupid.
holographic
walking
dog?
around.
Yeah.
He had a holographic dog. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, there was a puppy or something next to his feet.
Okay,
It walks away with him and disappears with him when the
Which-
scientists take over.
Considering he was in the ship and the dog's not there, like, what was the point of that?
There was something in the commentary here that Ridley Scott said too, where he was like, Wayland must be a $2 trillion company, which made me laugh, just like in Aliens when they were talking about like the $7 million ship or whatever. Just like, you've so grossly underestimated the value of these future things, right?
So
it's like,
so you're just saying that Ridley Scott doesn't know the value of things.
no.
He's probably one of those guys who like has made millions of dollars and has like $2,000 in the bank.
Yeah.
Wait,
but yeah,
who was the guy that made a movie recently that bankrupted him supposedly? Oh, that's Martin Scorsese, right? Not really.
Oh, I don't know.
Ugh.
I don't know.
But wasn't there like a really big movie that somebody put all his money into?
I hope
probably. It sounds familiar, but
I hope Martin
recall.
Scorsese got bankrupt, because stop making movies. They're too long and boring.
Did he do The Irishman? Was that?
Yeah.
Scorsese? Yeah, I didn't. I got like 10 minutes into that, and I was like, no, I think I'm done.
Even when he was good, his movies were long and boring.
Yeah.
It was Metropolis, I think it was. Was that?
Oh, yeah, Megalopolis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have not. I didn't even bother listening to the How Did This Get Made episode on that. Not yet. It's my cue, but yeah. But what was I gonna say? Oh, but yeah, so he says $2 trillion company. I was like, out of curiosity, when did Apple become a $1 trillion company? And it was like 6 years after they made this movie, and then it was like 2 trillion 2 years after that. So like, he really missed the mark.
I mean, in their defense, they probably didn't expect inflation to just be as rampant as it is without.
Still, I mean, but this is supposed to be how many, like 100 years in the future?
Yeah, it's 100 something
like that?
years in the future.
Yeah.
Just like, look at do the reverse calculation. Like, what was a really crazy valuable company in 1912?
Well, it would have been like 160 years.
Right.
Ish.
Yeah. So you just do the reverse math on that. But nobody thinks about it that hard.
Again, off on a tangent, but we're doing Steel Ball Run, which is set in 1890 on this bizarre adventure. And they have a $50 million prize. And I did the calculation, the price inflation calculator. That's $1.75 trillion now.
Wow.
So like, if inflation was going, yeah, we're talking about a gazillion dollar company at this point. And that's not even 160 years.
No, I suppose not.
Okay, so Wayland's rich, is what you guys are saying.
Yeah. Sorry, we went way off on a tangent.
He's got money.
Yeah.
Anyway, so a floppy, crappy prosthetic Wayland introduces everybody to David and pretty much just stabs Vickers in the back with a couple of statements that make her give David stink eye here and there. But he explains that David is he says that David is the closest thing he has to a son that he'll ever have, and probably knowing that she's in their room. But I did like how everybody's like staring at David, and he has that whole like, I'm the star pupil of the class, because he's like sitting in front and he's like looking forward, and it just was interesting, I thought. But yeah, he also mentions that David doesn't have a soul, so he's not there. He probably can't appreciate the moment and the gift of this moment that they're all about to experience, because he hands it over he talks about the mission's goal, about how he's always wondered what the answer to the question of, hey, where did we come from, and what is our purpose, and what happens when we die, and how he believes Holloway and Shaw have the answer that he's been looking for. And he says, as far as he's concerned, the two of them are who are in charge of the mission. And it pans to Vickers, who's all automatically gives the hell they are face. But yeah, and he gives the whole Prometheus story, and then Shaw and Holloway take over after he does the walking into the sunset hologram walk. But you weren't a fan of the hologram thing, huh?
The hologram itself was probably fine. I hate the way that it was set up to interact with the live people, like it was this staged performance. That drives me insane. Not because I think it's necessarily stupid for a movie, but like people try to do that bullshit in real life, and it's just like I just hate it. Like, just tell me the important part. I don't need a whole production out of this.
Yeah, that when he says, "Oh yeah, I'm dead," and it's like, okay, well then I'll accept that we're talking to the hologram of this guy who died. But yes, then just give us the information. Don't interact with people. It was just stupid. It was stupid and too long.
You know what the funny thing I just realized is, if they had used an actual older guy for Wayland, and he said the words, "Oh, I'm going to be dead by the time you see this," I think I would have bought it more. But because it was clearly a young person in a prosthetic face, I was like, I'm going to see this fucker again, aren't I? So I wasn't too surprised when I saw him later in the movie. But Holloway busts out a Rubik's Cube that happens to have projectors buried into it.
At the same, it's like, wow, Rubik's cubes are way cooler in the future.
Right? Shaw basically explains that they found those images from the very beginning of the movie, and from all of these different ancient civilizations where these people are worshiping these beings pointing to a cluster of stars. And they found out somehow that they're all pointing to this moon around this I guess this moon that they've designated LV 220. Oh, my eyes are going. 223?
Yep.
Yeah, it's 223. Shaw explains her belief that the map is an invitation from the engineers who she believes basically made us, and that makes Fifield and Milburn both kind of start guffawing.
So with the LV 223, of course, I was like, well, where is that in relation to LV 426, which is Alien, right? It's the same solar system that they're in. So I don't understand how this doesn't ruin Alien, because when they're like, hey, we got the signal from LV 426, wouldn't somebody be like, oh, that's right by LV 223, where Old Man Wayland fucked off to 29 years ago, right? That's why I hate prequels. Stop.
Yeah.
You're just ruining the good movie.
Or maybe the engineers just aren't that great engineers, and they crash everything and their stuff escapes all the time.
I don't know.
Anyway, Vickers makes it clear that she's in charge, and she doesn't share Shaw's faith in these engineers. And you also get a glimpse of her sweet life living space, which happens to be its own life pod / self-contained habitat. And then Chekhov's gun shows up here. Yeah, Chekhov's life pod. Yeah, exactly. I was like, we get the first Chekhov's gun of the movie, which is this.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, this Pauling med pod, which when she says, "What do you need it for?" It's for, I forget what she says, but I'm like, oh, I'm sure this is going to come up later. But yeah, Vickers makes it clear that she's in charge, and she does the whole like, if you guys had found the money to make this trip, you would be in charge. But no, like, we paid for this trip, therefore we are in charge. And yeah, so she laid down the rules. But yeah, any thoughts?
What did I have? I mean, I just had like one gripe about something Shaw says. They were talking about like, you can't ignore millions of years of Darwin evolution. How can you be sure that these engineers made us? and she says that she's not sure, but she believes. And I don't know, that's kind of like a bullshit thing for a scientist to say. Like,
yeah, this is a very, like, everything about this lady being like such a like big hardcore Christian. It's like, okay, but like it's, and I understand that there are scientists who are Christians and, whatever, that doesn't bother me. It's just like how strong she is in her faith no matter what happens. Like, stuff keeps
Right.
happening that's like, oh no, well, this disproves your belief system. And it's like, oh no, it doesn't, because, and it reminded me of somebody like arguing who doesn't know what they're talking about, and she's supposed to know what she's talking about.
Right. That's one of my proposed changes, is like she should have had a change of mind. Like she should have like renounced her religion halfway through this movie.
I mean, her is Holloway her husband? He pretty much says the same thing, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, why are you still wearing that cross? Like, we figured out who made us.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the points that really annoyed me in this movie, was the whole just beating it into like my face that, oh, there's a tension between belief and religion and science, and it's always going to be there. And I'm like, I know this. Like,
yeah,
stop fucking telling me this. Like,
it's so irritating. I don't need to be irritated in a movie about it.
Yeah, like earlier when she's doing the whole like, but I can't make life, and I'm like, that's not what he's talking about.
Yeah. and why was that in there? Like, there was nothing ever comes of that. There was no discussion about, oh, because I couldn't have children, that's why, blah blah blah. It's just like a comment that was thrown in there, and then they bang like right after that, right? And I was like, there's no way that got her hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right after that discussion.
Right. And I think there was a like an alternate scene or a longer take of that where she actually slaps him around a bit and then they bang.
Ooh.
So, it's more believable, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not even a, hey, where are all the engineer women? Like,
that's a fair point.
There is a lot of like, for an alien movie, there's a lot of banging. This is a rated R movie. And
there's implied banging too.
There's implied banging. There's like, like, I'm going to get to a gripe later when we start getting to people getting killed. But this is a rated R movie. Let's see an ass.
The banging?
Let's see a tit. Like, come on.
You're just missing the bush.
Let's see a sack.
Yeah, let's see Idris Elba's. I want to see Idris Elba's ass. Because he does, like, look.
Yeah,
you
I don't think we've ever
Idris
seen
Elba bang Charlize Theron and
off
not
camera.
show it. Show me Idris Elba and Charlize Theron banging. It's the only thing I want in this movie.
It's not even in the deleted scenes. Speaking of R-rated, there's a line coming up where Fifield's all pissed off about something, and he's like, "Oh yeah, tell her I said," and it's like off, or like yourself, and like they kind of like blank out the fuck. I'm like,
yeah, there's no swear.
Why? Like, what was that about?
This is a rated R movie.
Yeah.
Give me something in here to make it rated R. There's nothing in here. This could have been a PG-13 movie. They could have said that one fuck, and it still would have been
still
PG-13.
Could have been, right.
Yes, give in to your hate.
You might talk me down, George.
All right. So the Prometheus the Prometheus descends, and they happen to find a landing strip right off the bat.
Yep.
And Holloway does his "God does not build in straight lines" line, but doesn't he? I'm sure that there are lots of
there's
straight lines and rocks and stuff.
Or like what's that? The golden spiral. Like, there's all kinds of crazy math in nature. So
that's what I was gonna say. Like, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We see more shots of the Prometheus from the outside, and God, I fucking love this ship. Every time I see a scene from it, I do love that fucking design.
On the landing, while they're still landing, somebody said something scientific, like it was a fact.
Yeah.
The one pilot lady or whatever, she's like, "Oh, the CO2 is over 3%. 2 minutes without a suit and you're dead." And I was like, I got to fact check that. And I'm sorry to say, 3%, while it's dangerous, it's not that bad. The exposure limit recommendation is 15 minutes without a respirator. So you would be okay. And they were close too, because 4%, it does become immediately dangerous. You still wouldn't be dead in 2 minutes, but and then she follows it up with, it's like breathing through an exhaust pipe. So I was like, ooh, how much CO2 is in exhaust? And it's like 15%. So you should have just gone with that. Everything's solved with a Google search.
I kind of ignored her because I have her down as red shirt woman with an accent.
She lasts a lot longer, but
she
not
does
all the way.
Right, by jumping in front of the secure red shirt man with a shotgun. Yeah, but that's later. And then so we get the whole mandatory, this is a scientific expedition, what do you need a gun for scene?
Yep.
Because every alien movie needs that. And Holloway is just asking to be a fucking science experiment from David.
Oh yeah. This is I think it's important that they had this exchange in there though.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about where he's like, why do you bother with the suit? You don't breathe.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm getting
just
to.
being a cock to him.
And David does the whole, you people are more comfortable interacting with your own kind, and so I have to do this shit. And Holloway's like, oh, yeah, I guess that works. Holloway seems pretty dense. It's obvious that he's being a dick to David, and he's not self-aware enough to realize David isn't really taking to him.
Not in the least.
So they get into the cavern, and Fifield releases his pups to map the caverns which are inside of the mound. And the pups are like one of my, I think probably like my third favorite thing in this movie. These little hovering, I guess, drones that map the inside of the entire space.
My note here is they make probe drones that can like 3D render the inside of this thing, but they can't make helmets that don't fog up, because these motherfuckers are fogging up.
I did want to point out something else I put in the notes, a picture. When they approach the dome, right? There's it looks a lot like this unused art from. Are you guys familiar with Jodorowsky's Dune? Like so the movie Dune, before David Lynch did it, this guy Jodorowsky, I don't remember his first name, he was going to do it. There's a good documentary on it. It's pretty interesting, and he had Giger do all this artwork for it, and one of them is this picture of the Harkonnen castle, and I think that they kind of use that as inspiration for this dome that they have here in Prometheus.
That's cool. That's like a human skull, or it looks like the hybrid baby.
Yeah, it does actually. Yeah. So I think in the movie, I don't even think, it might not even be a face on it, but it's still got that, like, it's like the dome has a mohawk, right?
Yep.
Anyways, I just thought that's what it reminded me of.
I have a science question coming up, but first, I think somebody has a line where it's like, Fifield, do you have a read? And Fifield says, the pups are saying this way. And part of me is like, how the fuck do you get so fucking lost in the rest of this movie when like you clearly have access to the little drone mappers and can find your way out? But anyway.
Not to mention, they never once take a turn. Like, it's just a tunnel that they're walking through.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, how did they get lost?
It's a big circle.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my science question is, does it even make sense? Given, I think you kind of explained the air thing, but is it possible for air to be so toxic outside and then sunlight heats up the air and it turns into water, and that creates, there's like, I guess from one tunnel towards the bottom, it makes enough oxygen to balance everything out?
I assumed in this that there was some kind of air purifier going on in there. And I think they said something about it being manufactured or generated. And it's like, it's just a carbon dioxide scrubber. There's nothing that special about it. Like, that's totally doable. I did think it was interesting that is it Holloway who takes off his helmet first?
Yep.
Yeah,
Dumbass.
I thought it was interesting that as soon as he sees a giant anus in the floor, he's like, "Yeah, now I'm going to take my helmet off."
Right. Yeah, I have Holloway ends up taking off his helmet because all scientists are super reckless.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't even bother with helmets in Covenant, so where do we get to that? But in the in the commentary here by Ridley Scott, he went way off on a tangent about knowing that terraforming is possible and that terraforming Mars is the only way to make it habitable. And I was like, it can't be done. Like, it will not work on Mars. There's not enough gravity to have a real atmosphere. And then even if you could, there's no magnetic field, so you're not shielded from the solar radiation at all. So you're going to die from like 100 cancers, and it's going to be awful. So I don't know. I just thought he was so sure. Oh, he kept going on too. He said, he's like, if Kennedy hadn't been assassinated, we'd have 9,000 people living on Mars now. I was like, okay, whatever, dude.
Right. Okay, Ridley, you make great movies, but shut up.
Yeah, I don't know how a guy who's so clueless about science makes really good science fiction movies.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe.
Because he doesn't care.
I mean, this in no way should dissuade anybody looking forward to living on Mars. Like, you absolutely should do your best to get up there.
I think Elon Musk should. I want him to go.
Yeah, I definitely think Elon Musk needs to go.
That's who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
That's who I was aiming that at. Yeah, so Holloway takes off his helmet. David triggers a hologram recording of what looks like the last moments of a bunch of engineers. And they find a room full of vases and a decapitated engineer.
This doesn't make any sense to me because
you don't record yourself doing random things at the end of your life?
Well, the way that they're interacting with these holograms, sometimes they're acting like, they're just letting them run through them, but sometimes they're acting like they're physical, like they're getting out of their way. And like, it just, the way that they're interacting with these holograms is like, why are we doing it this way? Because I think it's kind of cool when the holograms are going through them, but then sometimes they'll like jump out of the way, like, oh, this thing's going to knock me over if I... But I feel like it was people doing it. It's not like, one person jumps out of the way because they think that it's going to knock them over. And I don't know why it bothered me, but it just did.
Wasn't it though when the holograms first start running towards them, somebody jumps out of the way and then they realize that it's a hologram? That was my interpretation, but I don't know if somebody does it again later on. If they do it later on, that is dumb.
Yeah, David does it when he's sitting on that chair. He like gets out of it because one of the engineers is going to sit there. Like one of the engineers.
I thought he got out of it because he wanted to see, I thought he got out of it because he wanted to be in the middle of the whole star system map thing that was getting displayed.
Oh, I thought he would want to see what the guy was doing. Pressing those eggs or whatever.
Yeah, I don't. That was so. Yeah, that's two gripes I have. One is I don't like those mushy
control knobs.
Egg buttons. Like
the mushy egg buttons.
I get it's supposed to be organic, but I don't know. That was taking it a bit too far. And then
see, I designed those so that when they press the buttons, it squished like little eggs. There are actually little baby aliens living in there, and they run over to the computer, and that's how it works.
You don't want to navigate spaceships with ball sacks?
I retract my gripe. But here with the holograms, like David's using like this multi-touch rock surface, which I didn't like that. Like, just have some switches and some buttons. It's fine.
Yeah,
but if if the buttons just like make the computer programs, then it's not biomechanical.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm HR Giger.
I'm aware.
I hated the holograms for another. I mean, I liked the holograms, but then I started hating them after I started imagining influencers in the future using these 3D holograms and then just them being littered everywhere, and me not wanting to to watch everything being documented as I visit places.
Three different
but
kinds
anyway.
of holograms is excessive too. Because
Yeah.
we have
Yes.
the guy hologram, we have like the blue computer program holograms, we have this spaceship or this solar system hologram. Like, I don't know.
And the mapping hologram.
Yeah.
Why is the Wayland hologram so much more HD than the engineers that had better spaceships and everything too?
Because it's not organic and weird. I don't know.
True. So they get to the door with the decapitated engineer, and Fifield and Milburn lose their shit and decide to head back to the ship. And I don't know, I was thinking, like, Milburn's a biologist. Like, why the fuck would he turn back? Like, I thought, like, isn't this your fucking job, dude? Like, you're the biologist on the ship. Like, you're gonna head back at the first sign of life.
He might just be like, this looks fucking dangerous. I'm not going in there.
I'm the rock guy. I don't care about these decapitated aliens.
Right. Well, see, Fifield, I thought, he definitely had an excuse.
Was Fifield the Scottish guy?
He was the guy who was like, he kind of talked like this.
Okay, who's the redhead with like the half mohawk, with like the thick
mohawk?
That's Fifield.
Okay, he looks like Sheamus, the wrestler.
Yes.
I fucking hated him. Why do they keep putting these Scottish people in these movies and making them horrible? Like,
why do you hate Scots so much?
I don't. Just the ones in these movies.
They must have killed you to watch. What was it? The 300 with with King Leonidas that happens to have an accent,
right?
That is clearly not Greek.
I saw 300 in the theaters and not since. I don't think I can watch 300 again.
All right, so now that we're in the vase room, we see a giant human face and the engineer's perfectly preserved head, which, I don't know, that door looked really sturdy. So I'm kind of confused at how perfectly he got his head decapitated.
Right.
But there's also a painting and a mural that seems to show the xenomorph in a fucking crucifix shape. I guess it's a universal position or something for everything.
To be fair, that it was an homage to Giger's work, where he had I want to say it's a Danzig album cover that's very similar to that, but they took like a female figure and made it a xenomorph instead.
Isn't that a carving? Is that a painting?
What it was in the movie was a carving.
Okay.
But it was an homage to a painting that Giger did.
Okay.
I always have kind of an allergic reaction whenever I see stuff. Like even in The Matrix, when Neo happened to be carted off in a crucifix pose, I was like, oh God, really?
I don't remember that.
It's okay. You probably for the best. But everything in this room starts being affected by the atmospheric change, and everybody loses their shit, so they bag the head. And damn, that engineer's head is gigantic. I guess it has its helmets on, so that's why it's the size of her entire torso.
Right.
And they head back to the Prometheus, and nobody pays attention to how David bags one of the vases after freezing it. And they head back, and of course they head back because a storm just happens to be coming in. So wait a minute. I guess they didn't see.
So just before they head back, like they're getting out of there, and they said something like they've already taken off. Like I think they were talking about Fifield and Noel, because
I thought they were talking about other people. Weren't there other folks in the? Because there were like 2 ATVs.
Oh, maybe
and 2.
Okay, all right, that would explain it then, because I was like, wouldn't they know that there was not vehicles missing? But okay.
Yeah.
If there was other people who left already, then that makes sense.
Where did the other people go, though? I mean, did they go to the west when they went east or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because there's clearly, I mean, that APC was definitely huge and could carry everybody that we cared about. So I had no idea who was in the other one.
I was wondering about that too, because there's 3 people in that big vehicle, and then there's still 2 ATVs and people walking.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, of course a storm is coming in because drama. And we get Milburn and Fifield somehow losing their way, despite Fifield clearly having access to the pups, which is just like the shittiest geologist ever.
And again, never once took a turn.
No.
It was a straight tunnel.
Right. So yeah, they're stuck in the creepy caverns that they were so eager to escape from, unfortunately. And I guess the next scene has Shaw and red shirt woman with an accent, kind of trying, with David's help, taking off the helmet from the engineer. And I don't know, shouldn't there have been a container or something and like robotic arms to keep them from, I don't know, being infected by anything that might have been on
You
that
had a
thing?
paper mask on.
Oh, true. Yeah. It's not even N95, but I guess it's good
No.
enough. But yeah, I don't know, Zach, maybe you know this, but what was that whole thing about tricking the nervous system into thinking it's still alive?
That was just some made up bullshit. And I think
Okay.
Ridley Scott said as much in the commentary.
Okay. I thought was that really a thing? Like, I guess it's just like, it's like was it Return of the Living Dead when they electrocuted a thingy?
Or is it Day of the Dead? Or both?
One of those.
Nah, they don't
It could have been
electrocute
both.
anybody in return.
Yeah, so
Those
it's Day of the Dead, like where the face is gone and the brain is kind of sticking out and they're electrocuting parts of the brains.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
one
yeah.
of those,
the
yeah.
lady
Yeah.
on the table who's like in
Yeah.
half. And she says,
Yep.
"Oh, it hurts all the time." Yeah,
Oh,
that's
no.
Day.
I don't remember that part. Anyways,
No.
moving on.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
not an of the dead podcast. Although
Not
it
yet.
could be.
Ooh,
It could
another
be.
one.
It could be.
I'm down for that one. I do love my zombie movies.
That's interesting.
The head explodes. David gets it into a plastic box just fast enough to keep it from exploding all over them. And yeah, what do you call it? David is hovering next to a cryopod later and is talking into his helmet, which I'm guessing is Wayland inside of that cryopod now.
Yeah, this is where that deleted scene was, where he goes into Wayland's cyber dream, as they called it.
Yep. And I guess he's reporting what happened to Wayland. And as soon as he's leaving, he runs into Vickers, who is very not happy or just demands to know what was said. And Wayland apparently said, "Try harder." So yeah, he opens up the vase. He does his whole "big things have small beginnings" line as he puts a drop of the black goop onto his finger and goes to fuck around with Holloway.
I don't know how Holloway didn't see him dip his finger into that whiskey or whatever it was he was drinking.
I don't know either, right? That's what I was wondering. I was like, he clearly had his finger in your drink and you didn't like call him out on it.
Well, he was already very drunk by then.
Yeah.
That's true.
There was a good line too, right before that, where I think David asked Holloway, or they were talking about like what the purpose of the mission was. Is like, to ask your creator why you were created, and then he's like, David says to Holloway, like, well, why did you, why was I created? I was like, because we could. And then David's like, imagine how disappointing it would be if you found your God and you said, oh, just because I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually this whole scene was actually I thought was pretty good because of that whole scene or that whole spiel and the how Holloway I know he's drunk and he's just being a jerk, but with the whole like it's a good thing you can't get disappointed then, eh? And he just doesn't see how like annoyed David is. I mean,
Right.
I guess if David can be annoyed. But then I don't know if you guys caught it, but he's asking drunk Holloway, what would you be willing to do to get the answers you came for? And when Holloway says anything and everything, and I think I was reading around somewhere that he took that as permission
Right.
to experiment on him, and that's why he dunked his finger.
I don't
with
think he
the goop
needed the
into it.
permission, but I think it helped.
Yeah. Well, it reminded me of, I don't know how you guys keep up with the AI stories nowadays, but there was this pre like a pre-model like AI safety test and how it was a prime example of how AI like prioritizes achieving its goals at all costs. And I think it was in this like contained environment where it was told, hey, you're going to be turned off in X days by this engineer. And this engineer happens to be in the server room where if you stay in there too long, it gets toxic because the air gets hotter and hotter or something. And the AI locked the door to the server room, to this virtual server room, to leave the engineer there, because that engineer happened to be the engineer that was gonna turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this whole experiment kind of reminded me of, was that story.
That's
I don't
good.
know why I went on a tangent.
We should still keep fucking with AI.
We totally should. So Yannick tells Milburn and Fifield that there's a weird ping of life that keeps showing up and then disappearing in the west.
Right.
And so, of course, the guys head east,
So
which I thought was funny.
I think a lot of the problems I have boils down to everybody's in a tunnel and they treat it like it's an open field.
Right.
Or it's
a
like
circular
maze,
tunnel too,
like
right?
in Alien
Yes.
versus Predator.
Yeah.
At least there aren't like 5 planets just 5 feet above
just
the surface.
Don't get the nerds started again. But there is one planet that looks way too close. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, did we get shit for that?
Have at us, nerds.
Well, actually, we're not even like, I'm catching a little bit of shit for it, but there's in the Instagram post, there's 2 people like just going at it. They will not stop, like again, like arguing with each other. And I chimed in at one point, and one dude's like, "Hey, you're cool. I'm not arguing with you." It's like, okay.
Wait, was it the scientists of the 2?
I don't know.
I would like the nerds to know that they shouldn't be listening to me anyway. Whatever I say are the opinions of a dumb guy. So
can confirm.
Like, take what I say with like a bag of salt, because I am dumb as shit.
So anyways, I think we mentioned space sex, and Holloway, now infected, walks in on Shaw, who's, I forget what she was doing, but they do the whole like blah blah blah. I guess anybody can make life and blah blah blah, but I can't. And then they decide to get it on. Yeah, sorry.
Like right before that, when he walks in, she's got an unrealistic line of dialogue. She's like, "I can't help but wonder, was there an outbreak here?" Like, nobody would say that. You say, "Seems like there was an outbreak here," right?
I totally missed that. I think after everybody took off their masks, their helmets, I was like, these are all idiots, and they all deserve to die. Yes. Vickers and Yannick also get it on, and goddamn, Idris Elba's fucking smooth. The whole like, "Are you a robot?"
Yeah.
And then she decides she invites him over in 10 minutes. I would have switched it around if I had a choice of which scene to watch.
Yes.
So my favorite scene in the movie, we get to Milburn and Fifield, our favorite Tweedledee and Tweedledum, chilling in the room full of vases. I don't know, vases. Anyway, something is slithering around in the black goop, which now is like all over the floor.
You skipped over that Fifield has a bong integrated into his space suit.
Oh, Jesus.
It's like, why?
I did, because I mean, I thought that was a good camaraderie moment, but I guess I was jumping the gun to the exciting part.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Back to the action.
Yes. So something is slithering around in the black goop, and I don't know if you guys remembered, but I think it was totally intentional. When they first walked into the room, there were a bunch of like worms.
Yes. It took me to this watch to put that together. I was like, oh, because then they let the goop out and it mutated the worm. Because I was like, that was one of the problems I had with this movie the first time I watched it. It was like, this black goop just becomes whatever it feels like. Like it's a worm here, and like it mutates Fifield, blah blah blah. But yeah, they very clearly show those worms. I was like, oh, I got it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was so dumb before.
When they step on it and it shows that worm wriggling around in the footprint for like 18 seconds.
They didn't. There was no text that showed up on screen that said, "Zach, pay attention to this. It's important for later."
I also did not realize that until this watching. So you're not alone.
That was one of the things where they close upped on it so hard that I was like, oh, well, this is important.
It's obvious in hindsight, yes.
But they zoomed in on Holloway's or on Shaw's foot, and she didn't exactly roundhouse kick one of the engineers.
It was not Chekhov's foot.
No,
Yeah,
but
Chekhov's
the foot was on screen long enough for me to get done what I needed to get done.
All right. I can't follow up on that. But anyway. So I don't know if you guys watch. There's this really funny thread or subreddit called Win Stupid Prizes. Mm-hmm. And one of my favorite videos is always watching these tourists that get up really close to bison or to moose in the wild. And you just know shit's going to go down and that they're just going to be in a lot of pain in a little bit. So that's kind of what this scene reminds me of, especially when, I don't know, Milburn, for whatever fucking reason, it just keeps getting closer and closer. And it's like a fucking, I don't know anybody in their right mind who walks up to a snake while it's in that pose.
Right. A snake on Earth. We're not talking about a space snake.
Right. With the hood, I think it's not a cobra, but it looks like it's a hood just completely sticking out.
It was telling you danger.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But then Milburn goes, "Oh, how do you know it's a she? It's a she. Look, she's so sexy, she's cute." And yeah, she fucked him up, man.
This is two great kills. And when it busts that guy's arm backwards, man, you feel it. That's a good. I remember seeing that in the theater. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. I still do that every time I always watch it. Whenever I watch this scene, whenever I rewatch this movie, I'll watch this scene and I know what to expect, and it still makes me go, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, that anytime. Even we've brought up Steven Seagal before. In his movies, he's always breaking elbows backwards and stuff, and every time I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, and it depends on the sound design, and this is a really nice, chunky, meaty, breaky,
somebody had the celery on hand.
Yeah. Very good.
And through that very tough spacesuit also.
Yep.
So yeah, Fifield tries to cut the snake in two, and the blood sprays all over his helmet and just melts the plastic into his face, and that made me
sweet.
Go, holy shit. And then he
glad to see him
face plants into the goo.
Yeah.
On top of it. So he's not having a good day. And Milburn has an even shittier day when the snake grows another head and then slithers into his sleeve and into his mouth. And I was just like, oh, yeah, that was probably one of the best scares and best scenes in this movie.
It's good. That definitely bumps this movie up for me.
Yeah.
You got to have people do dumb shit to have cool kills.
Yeah, I cannot disagree. I almost forgive them for being the dumbest geologist and biologist in his history of cinema. But yeah, and I guess we pan back to the ship, and Holloway's waking up, and he goes to the bathroom and sees a worm thingy wriggling out of his eye, and so
that was also
now we also know
that also made me grimace quite a bit. Don't like that.
You don't fantasize about little worms squiggling into your eyeball?
No, sir. I don't like it.
This is where the movie really starts moving until after the real ending of the movie, and then it slows down again. But from now on, this movie's really got a good pace.
We're cooking. Yeah.
Yes. So outside, the crew is getting ready to, I guess a day had passed, or I don't know how long passes between them dying, but everybody wakes up from space banging and they suit up to go get Fifield and Milburn because nobody can raise them and can get a hold of them on the comms. The pup, there is one pup that happens to be stuck at a closed door or something. And I thought it was really cool that it was whining like a little puppy.
I didn't catch that.
When it's kind of stuck. Yeah, it was doing this weird like sound. And I thought that was pretty cool. And as soon as David gets to the door and opens it, it just moves on and starts mapping the rest of the cavern. Because David, I guess, had separated from the rest of the crew that went to get Fifield and Milburn. And this is where David finds the cargo hold full of vases.
Yeah.
And he turns off this camera where Vickers is watching. And she gets all pissy because he turns it off right around I guess it's a cryopod room and the cockpit of the spaceship.
Yeah.
And when the gang finds Milburn, Holloway is clearly getting worse, and there is a lot more ooze and goop all over the floor. And I was wondering, where are all the snakes?
Well,
like,
and everyone is entirely too calm about all the ooze on the floor that was not there earlier.
Yeah, it's up to their like ankles almost, and I'm just like, oh. Holloway is definitely getting worse, and he does not look good. And they find Milburn, who is very clearly dead, with his helmet shattered, and his mouth looks like something went into it. So I'm like, why are you guys just standing there in front of his mouth open like that?
Let me line my face up with his mouth.
And then I guess I looked it up as they call it hammerpedes. I don't know why it's called a hammerpede.
Oh,
it
that's right.
Look like
yeah,
centipede.
It was called that.
But
all the creatures have weird names that don't make sense. There's like the trilobite, but
yeah. But one jumped out of him, and it's like it jumped it and it slithered away. But like I'm still like wondering where are all. So I'm sure that room had a bunch of other ones.
Because didn't they show two worms earlier?
They showed two.
They showed two.
So there should have been another one, but
there should have been three at the very least, right? Because the other one split in two and grew ahead.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, Milburn's dead. So after that thing jumps out of Milburn's mouth, Yannick makes the executive decision to everybody head back. Also because Holloway is getting worse.
Yep.
And meanwhile, at the engineer cryopod room, David is playing around with the nutsack container, and he finds an engineer still alive in one of the pods, and he can hear his heartbeat apparently. And I guess that's the life reading that Yannick was talking about. That just keeps blipping in and out.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
But like,
that makes sense.
Why would it keep blipping in and out? Because like he's clearly asleep.
I don't know. I thought it was the like one of the snakes or the worms or something like that. But I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, because I thought it was the engineer because the pup, or what do you call it? Yannick had said the life reading was where the pup was like kind of
stuck.
Yeah,
I guess that makes sense.
Stuck at. But yeah, everybody rushes back to the Prometheus, and Vickers decides to be the only sensible person.
Yes.
And prohibits Holloway from not going in. And everybody's saying, look, we could put him in a cryopod. And like, I don't know why that's everybody's answer.
Yeah.
You don't know what the fuck this thing is. And Holloway does the noble thing, and he walks in front of Vickers, and we find out that these spacesuits are very flammable, and she lights him up.
Great flamethrowers in this movie, though. I love flamethrowers, and they're really, really cool ones in this one.
Shouldn't spacesuits be at least flame resistant?
Oh, I would. Yeah, they should be completely flame retardant. But yeah,
drama,
movie
and special effects. And I guess somewhere when that happens, Shaw passes out from, I guess,
grief.
Right. And she wakes up to even better news because she's 3 months pregnant. And David, I know David's supposed to be an android, but man, he kind of just makes me laugh with the whole like, did you guys do anything before? Before he ate it?
Did you put anything in some places, maybe?
Well,
right.
I don't know because nobody said anything about it, but isn't he like obsessed with her? Because when they were on the ship, he was like really in like checking in on her specifically, looking at her memories specifically.
Yep.
And I thought those were those her dreams that he was like spying on, basically?
Yeah. And in Covenant, there's something in there about like how he said he loved her. And then Walter's like, that's not possible. But that's next time.
Not creepy at all. AI being obsessed with you.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nothing creepy about that.
Just hurling towards our demise. Sorry. Saying that out loud. But yeah, she doesn't take it very well.
No.
Because I guess to her it's impossible, but I guess, yeah, because it was just the other night. Science question for you, though. If they had gotten it on as a, hey, this is our last chance to do it on Earth before we go to space, and they were going and they went to cryosleep, isn't it a possibility that she could have been pregnant from that?
I guess. I don't know, man. Like, all bets are off once we introduce cryosleep.
Okay. Anyway, she doesn't take the news well. He knocks her out. She pretends like she's asleep, and then she knocks out Red Shirt Lady and makes a break for Vickers' med pod. And yeah, I'm gonna give it to women. Every time I see any kind of scene involving women having to give any kind of birth, even though this one's fake, that looked painful as hell.
It's a good scene. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good scene. Her whole escape and everything is like awesome. There's one thing that bothered me was the MedPod says it can't do a cesarean because it's only programmed to do surgeries on men, which Zach didn't notice either.
I didn't notice that, and it doesn't make sense if it was in Vickers' quarters, right?
Yeah,
it was
but
her med pod.
I mean, it definitely said it because I was like, what? Like, it stuck out to me right away.
Wait, what did she ask it to do then?
To remove something from her abdomen. She just said she just programmed it. She's like, foreign body abdomen remove.
I remember that she had trouble getting it to do the cesarean. I forgot why.
It was because it was programmed to only do surgery on men, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. I did think, though, like the actual surgery thing looked really cool. And just like from an acting standpoint, the veins in her neck like bulging out. I don't know, maybe they did that with CGI, but it was pretty good.
Definitely way better fake acting than the guy who got the snake down his mouth did, who just went like this.
No. I mean, he was just surprised.
But yeah, that thing looked dumb, the squid thing, but it, like, getting it removed was tense. It was a good scene. I liked it, but stupid that, first of all, if you had a med bed thing, that it would be programmed for only one sex. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Maybe like saying that David was as close to a son as he ever had, that.
Oh, like it was the final burn from
yeah. I mean,
that's
that med pod I thought was pretty awesome. I like how it popped out of its placenta and basically started wiggling around and trying to get free. And that would have been, to be that close to something like that you have no idea what the hell it is. That's kind of freaky. But she slid out and runs away as she tried to freeze it or something to get it to stop, because it stopped wiggling.
She puts the disinfect cycle on, so I guess it like kills anything that's organic in there.
Supposed to.
Yeah. You would think that she would have tried to make sure it was dead.
No, I would have run away. I would have run away.
Yeah, I would have run away too. I think she handled it the right way.
Right after that, while she's stumbling around in the Prometheus, Fifield's camera view pops up, and I don't know why people weren't more careful, but if I was looking at a camera view for somebody that's missing and it's just pointing at the ground, I'd be kind of freaked out. And the door opens and one dude just walks right up to it. And it's not like he's just laying there. He's like contorted with his feet over his shoulders. And then he just kind of nudges it with his feet and goes, "Hey, what's this?" I'm like,
he like kicks him.
Yeah, he kicked it. So I don't know. When Fifield popped up and just Bizarro Fifield is what I wrote down, attacks and and kills him. I'm like, you just kind of deserve that. Like, you just kind of walking up to it, and
Yeah.
it's like clearly not Fifield. But yeah, Bizarro Fifield attacks and kills everybody. Up until he gets run over.
Yeah, did you catch like right before he gets run over? I didn't catch it till like the last time I watched this. He gets that one guy in the low back with like a pickaxe and like drags him out of the vehicle.
Yep.
That's pretty brutal.
Yeah. All these deaths are good.
Yeah.
I don't even know who those guys are. I mean, they're all red shirts, but I was just kind of like, oh, where were these guys?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that Yannick and at least that Chance and Yannick didn't get hurt because I liked it. I liked how they go out later. But Bizarro Fifield's dead. Shaw's running through the ship half naked, and then she stumbles into a room where, surprise, Wayland's awake. He's just kind of chilling, getting his feet wiped and rubbed down.
Dude, they did not need to show his feet. They were so gross.
No.
He's got that nasty old man toenail.
That didn't do anything for you guys?
I'm no kink shaming, but that shouldn't do anything for anyone.
No, those gross yellow toenails and
bunions
gnarled toes.
Ugh.
Nothing a little Rotramin won't clear up.
Yes, it is. There is nothing that can cure those up.
But yeah, so she's like, "Hey, what are you doing here? I guess you're not dead." And he's like, "Yeah. Turns out I am yet another rich asshole who wants to be saved from death." And meeting his makers or meeting the makers of humanity was kind of like a secondary goal. His whole point was he was on the verge of death, and he is hoping that the engineers can save him.
There's a line here, something about somebody says that the that dome that they're in is possibly a military installation. But why does the star maps that they saw, why does it lead there instead of to the engineers' homes?
It's a trap.
I guess.
As Admiral Akbar likes to say.
It's a trap.
Yeah, it was Yannick that they're getting ready to leave, and he's telling Shaw that, like, I don't know, shit's going down, but this place is not their home world. It's very clearly not their home world. Like, this is clearly a military installation of some sort or like a weapons depot. And his whole thing was like, their weapons clearly turned on them, and it's time for us to just go home. And Shaw kind of explains that, hey, hold your horses because we're about to talk to at least one of them. And he's like, all right, but I'm not letting any of this stuff get back home. And he makes good on his word later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the engineer Shaw and I guess Wayland and David and his escorts walk over to the engineer's room, and they wake the dude up.
I like his suit. The engineer suit is really cool.
They are all super buff. Yeah.
That too, yes.
He seems very confused at first, and as David tries to communicate, I think, is it because that one guard like hit Shaw in the stomach? Is that what triggered him to just be violent all of a sudden?
I don't know. I don't know. I thought that he was just angry that they woke him up, and then
or that they found him.
Yeah, I do like that he just rips David's head off, and then we find out that David must be one of those pre-cum models because
there's a little bit of cum.
A little bit, okay.
Yeah, it's trickling out of his mouth.
I didn't see that. I didn't see it come out of his mouth.
It's all over the parts. If you get in there next to his neck and stuff, it's all over.
Yeah,
I guess I'm just used to Bishop and Ash, who are just filled to the brim with cum.
Yeah.
Let's not make the end of this podcast as long and boring as the end of this movie, because I still have to get ready to go to work tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, long story short, the engineer beats the crap out of Wayland with David's head and kills Red Shirt Woman because she gets in front of the dude with a shotgun, and Shaw escapes. And as she's escaping, Wayland just whispers, "There's nothing," as he dies. And David says, "Yeah, have a good one." And Vickers basically says, "It's time to go home." And they start getting ready to pack it up. but because Shaw survived, she's giving Yannick the heads up that they are about to head to Earth, and that he can't let the ship go. And yeah, Yannick tells what's his name, Ravel, to fire up the thrusters ionic propulsion unit, and they do the whole like, but if we do that in atmosphere, we're gonna turn into a bullet, and it's just like, oh yeah, that's what we want.
Mhm.
And he tells Vickers, I'm gonna eject your pod. You have 10 minutes to get out of here and have a good one. And yeah,
He also tells her that she has 2 years of life support. It took him 2.5 years to get there. I don't know. How's that going to help?
I mean, she can just go into the cavern, right? The cavern's life sustaining.
I guess that's fair.
Or she can put a beacon out so that somebody comes and rescues her.
But if it takes 2.5 years to get there, that's not enough life support. That's my...
Yeah, but if she's out in space and has a beacon going and...
Oh, somebody nearby.
Rescue.
Some drifter.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than definite death.
Sure.
Just slower, more painful as your body eats itself.
Well, wouldn't she be in
cryosleep? And the snakes find you.
Yeah, I guess you could just go into cryosleep.
Yeah.
That should last a lot longer then.
But she'd be surprised by the new tenant of her sleep pod, wouldn't she? Or her little med pod. I don't know what the Prometheus is made of, but whatever it is nowhere near as strong as what the engineer's ship is made of, because there's not a dent on that thing.
Yeah.
When it comes down,
to have a lot of problems here.
Yeah. And Vickers gets pancaked because she likes to run in a straight line. Yeah, I know Colby's cool with that, but I'm still like, you see the shadow, you could just make a 45-degree turn and kind of run out of it.
They absolutely could have, but like, it's one of those things that once it becomes like an internet meme, I'm like, just shut up about it.
Well, I'm not going to shut up about it.
Sure, they're running straight. It's stupid. She does like, what's her name? The doctor does like roll out of the way, and sure, you can do that. But also, it's a meme, so shut the fuck up about it.
It also makes me think of that Game of Thrones kid, the one that was running in a straight line and got shot by the arrow because he just kept running in a straight line.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
It was like one of the younger Starks. But anyway.
Good. I wish all the Starks would have gotten shot by arrows.
The endings, the best part of the ending is when Shaw ends up fucking up the engineer who comes to find her, and David gives her a heads up that he left the ship and he's pretty pissed, so he's not in a good mood that you fucked up his ship. And the engineer, I don't know how he found out, or I guess it's pretty obvious, but he made his way to the life pod, found her there, was about to choke her out, and then she pressed the button to let out a gigantic fucking squid that somehow, through no sort of sustenance, just proportionately, just like, or no, exponentially, just blew up into a squid that the size of the room.
That's been a problem since the beginning, though.
Since the beginning. Even in the good movies.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, yeah, yes. And it becomes a problem again later when this gigantic, I guess it's called the Deacon, comes out of the engineer's body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it looks way bigger than the torso of the engineer.
How did it fit in there?
Like, it looks like he was hiding in the room underneath the body of the engineer and just cut out an opening for himself to crawl out of. But yeah, apparently Shaw picked up David and was like, take me to their home planet. And David was like, sure thing. I know how to fly the other ships because this isn't the only ship there. And that's pretty much the end of the movie.
So I have one thing I want to bring up that came out of the commentaries where Lindelof at one point said something about he said that after the Juggernaut spaceship crashes, the first one, and it does like all the rolling and stuff like that, he says that the original script had Shaw fighting a more traditional looking xenomorph kind of thing after that crash. But then he said that he wrote it. So basically he was inferring that he made it better. But then Spates says later on after that, because this is where I think they had different actual commentaries that they had spliced together. He says that in the original script that he wrote, the engineer in the hypersleep chamber had been infected, and that's why he was asleep. And at the end, as he's trying to fly away, some kind of alien starts to pop out after it takes off. So he starts not being able to fly, and that's why Yannick is able to crash the Prometheus into the ship. And then Shaw fights whatever pops out of the engineer at the end. So I was like, fuck you, Lindelof. Like, that was a better movie. Should have left that.
So in his movie, the engineer got boned twice.
Yes. I guess nothing comes of the trilobite or whatever they call it in that version, but whatever.
Interesting.
Anyways, I guess that takes us to changes we'd like to have seen. George, you've been talking a lot, so I can go first if you want. I would say make it not a prequel. Doesn't really need to be a prequel, right? Or dial the tech way back. And I would have liked to see it end on LV-426 and like really Rogue One this shit where it ties right into the first movie. Somehow this has got to tie in better. And Covenant kind of bridges the gap, but we'll talk about Covenant when we get to it. I don't really like how religious Shaw is. I think anybody who's that hardcore about science isn't really that into God. So, and I think I said it earlier, I think at the very least she should renounce her religion like halfway through this.
Or renounce the science. One or the other.
Yep, that's fair. I would accept that too. That engineer crash scene that Colby doesn't want me to bitch about because it's been bitched about too much already. Fix that. You should get, we talked about Wayland already, just get an old man. And that's pretty much it. Oh, my last one was Phil David with cum.
Yeah, I think that pretty much sums mine up too. Like, I think this movie is a perfectly serviceable science fiction movie. I think it's fine. The alien at the end, the xenomorph, looks stupid with his triangle head.
Yep.
Like, make it a xenomorph. Who cares? Cut down this ending a little bit.
Yeah.
There's too much going on at the end.
Could have trimmed 15 minutes off easy.
Yeah. And that's about it. Like, I think this is a perfectly fine movie. I enjoyed myself while I was watching it. It's stupid, but it's a Ridley Scott sci-fi movie. So, like, it's got a bunch of Ridley Scott sci-fi stuff, which I'm happy with.
All right, George.
Yeah. All of this, pretty much the same for all of it. Hire an older actor, make the Nostromo not so cool. I don't know how you would
Prometheus?
do that because make the Prometheus not as cool.
It was too cool. Okay.
It was way too. I mean, and I know that it'll affect the movie a little bit worse because I just love the visuals in this thing. But figure it out. like it had. I don't know, it took me out of it too much. And I'm like, this is a prequel. But also make the scientists less annoying. I think. As soon as I think I said it earlier, as soon as they took their helmets off, I was just rooting for the engineer to just beat them all in the head with David's head.
Right.
I think by the end of the movie, I was upset that Vickers was the one that died and not Holloway. I would have kind of liked to see Vickers live a bunch longer.
There was Lindelof did say something when she got crushed, and he was like, or maybe she didn't get crushed. And I was like, fuck you, dude.
He's just trolling everyone now.
Yeah. Okay. Ranking, the Rotten Tomato scores show 73% with the critics, 68% with the top critics, and 68% with the audience. Overall, I think I liked all the space jockey stuff in Alien better when it was unexplained by this movie, but I can't unsee this, so it's okay. And this is the most that I've liked this movie yet. And I think it's really good until like the last 15 minutes or so. There's some questionable leaps in logic near the beginning too, but it gets the movie where it needs to go. So I was gonna say B and potentially have a tough time deciding on where in the B's. But I think I got to just go like high C tier, given the problems at the end and after this discussion. So I personally think that it's probably the new number 6 above AVPR. Relax, guys. It just shits the bed at the end. So that's where I would place it personally.
I'm right there. That's exactly where I was thinking. I was going to say low B, high C. Also, I don't feel strong enough about it, and I don't have enough time to play Trivial Pursuit, so wherever it ends up.
All right, George and I will do it after you leave, and I'll cut it back in. All right.
Yeah. I liked this movie when I turned my brain off completely and didn't rewatch this for this podcast. I think that's where my problems came along. It's just because it's also a Ridley Scott movie and it's following up on the best movie, the best alien movie ever. It was just so much tighter there. So I'd drop it lower, but I am sure that I don't like. I'm sure that I don't hate it more than Predator 2. So that puts it squarely between 6 and 7 for me in the C.
So to be clear, you think that Alien vs. Predator Requiem, which you wanted to put in the F tier, you think it might be better than Prometheus?
Oh wait, no, you're right. It's a new 6. It'll be a 6 for me.
Okay, so I think
I can't move 6 and 7 lower.
So I think we are in agreement that makes Prometheus the new number 6, C tier. And then George and I will do Trivial Pursuit in a bit. Okay, without Colby, we will do Horror Edition Trivial Pursuit Poker. It doesn't matter. So let's read the questions and then it is... Well, we'll get to that.
Why do you think your people made me?
We made you because we could.
Can you imagine how disappointing it would be for you to hear the same thing from your creator?
Okay, when you are ready, it is Colby's turn to bid first. He bids 0. Because he's not here. So then you go. Should I keep it? I'll keep that order for the next one, I guess, just to be fair to him. So you go first on this one.
2, I think.
Okay, I have 3.
Shit.
I know 2. Pretty sure I have a third one.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna go.
We both know the last one.
I'm gonna go 3. Yeah, we better both know the last one. What a terrific movie. All
right. I guess I guess you can read it now. I'll read the answers.
Well, you do both, but I gotta send you the answers.
Yes.
Let's see. Okay. Ready when you are.
Did you just text it to me?
Yes. I texted it someone.
Yes. All right. Who directed the film adaptation of the Stephen King novel, The Dead Zone?
Okay, this is going to be the make or break. I think it's David Cronenberg.
1983, that's correct. It is David Cronenberg. Damn.
That's a great movie. It's a great movie.
What was the last entry in the Hammer Films Dracula series?
I have no idea. I'm going to say Dracula Lives.
Okay.
No, Dracula Dead and Loving It. Sorry, what's the answer?
The Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires. I'd never heard of that one.
Me either.
So, yeah, interesting. What is the name of Clive Barker's debut collection of 6 Grizzlies short stories?
I don't know that one either. Like the All Night Meat Train or whatever that movie is.
No, it is Books of Blood.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
My guess was going to be Hellraiser.
I was trying to name something Clive Barker-y that wasn't Hellraiser, but
yeah. Who starred opposite of Betty Davis in the gothic thriller Hush Hush, Sweet Charlotte?
I don't know if I can name an actor or actress from 1964. shoot, what's that guy's name? McCarthy. I can't think of his name. It's not going to be correct anyway, so I'll say John McCarthy.
Nope.
It's not the right
It
name.
was Olivia de Havilland,
Oh, okay.
who replaced John Crawford, who I also don't know.
Okay.
What is the name of Michael Keaton's character in the self-titled horror comedy who would appear if his name was spoken 3 times?
It is Beetlejuice.
Candyman.
Beetlejuice, not spelled like the star.
You did
but
get it
spelled
right.
like the juice. Yep.
It is Beetlejuice, which means I guess you get their third because we both know who played the invisible scientist who goes mad in Hollow Men in the 2000s.
Wait, now I'm doubting myself, but I'm pretty sure it's Kevin Bacon.
It is Kevin Bacon.
Because for a second I was like, wait a minute, was it Josh? What's his name? Who's also in that? Who plays
Hartnett?
No, the guy who's Thanos, Josh.
Brolin.
Brolin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh yeah, he is in there too. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Okay, so I win that with 3, and I'll edit that back in somehow so that it makes some sense. So let's skip to plugs for now. Colby?
Jack Billings presents This Bizarre Adventure, which we're going to do Diamond Does Unbreakable because we were going to do Steel Ball Run as it came out.
I heard.
It turns out they're being real weird about Steel Ball Run, and the next episode is slated for 2026. So we're going to something that we know is there. But that's a really fun show. And
hey, but on the plus side, you got a nice little bonus episode of the podcast out that was fun to listen to.
We got a nice little bonus episode where I don't even remember what we talked about, but it was just like, all right, we're not doing Steel Ball Run. We're just going to do Diamond Does Unbreakable. And it ended up being 15 minutes long because we can't shut up.
I am on Retro Game Club, co-hosting quite a bit. We finally recorded a new episode yesterday, and that should be out tomorrow, so that'll be out in plenty of time for this. I'm on Games Well Unfound here and there. Going to be recording an episode on 2001 soon with Phoebe from Nerds of Broadcasts, as well as several other appearances here and there on Games Well Unfound. And we'll be on the aforementioned Jack Billings Presents at some point.
That episode comes out on Tuesday. Your episode is Tuesday.
All right. That one will be out on time too. I'll put that link in the show notes then. Well, Jack Billings is in the show notes already. Never mind. And I recorded with Robbie Sherman, conversations with Robbie Sherman about the Batman the Animated Series Clayface episodes. I don't know when those are out, but if they're out by the time this gets published, I will put that in the show notes too. If you want to contact us, you can email us at absolutelythebestpodcast@gmail.com. Join our Discord. There's a link in the show notes where we also have some links there to our socials and a couple ways that you could help support the show. Please leave us a review. Please help us spread the word. Tell your friends. Tell a deacon and tell an engineer. Thank you for listening and have a great day.
Bye.
Absolutely the Best Podcast is a production of Audio Johnny, a subsidiary of Corporation Johnny. Corporation Johnny. If it exists, we own it.
I'm sorry, Mike.
No. I didn't expect for everybody to have this much to say about this movie.
Do you have time to do Killer of Killers Part 2?
Yes, because I really liked that, and we're usually 10 minutes on these things.
All right, cool. So this is Predator Killer of Killers Part 2, the S word. The end of Part 1 had that Viking lady where she killed the Predator, but at what cost? Because her kid died.
Yeah.
And now she's in sci-fi jail with some dude. Part 2 is this guy's story.
And it is awesome. Holy shit.
It is really good. It's really good. Very little dialogue too. So
I was
that helps.
I was so psyched watching this thing. I was like, this rules. Like the whole thing.
Yeah. This is way better than the first part. I don't know. The first part was fine. But
the first part was
really
fine. And I was expecting this part to also be fine.
Fine.
But it was amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. And I think I got past the animation, the choppy kind of animation a lot
Yes.
sooner because it was so good.
Yes.
But I don't remember where I saw that the guy voicing the ninja brother here, that he's the ancestor of the Yakuza guy in Predators. Somewhere I saw that. And I mentioned
Wait,
it
really?
in the Predator episode. It's just the same character actor, and I think somebody made that up because there's no reason for them to be related. This is like 1600 and something, 1609, right? Yeah. But anyways, I still didn't like the low frame rate, but it was okay. This part was Japan 1609. Part 1 was in 841, so it's definitely a time travel component.
And I was up and doing stuff while I watched it, so I saw that the next part is in like the 1800s. So
Right? Yeah. So, I saw the first few seconds. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I love time travel and stuff, but I don't know if we needed that wrinkle in a Predator series, because then like it never comes up again in a Predator thing that we know of yet. Anyways, but so it's basically brother versus brother to see who gets to be samurai when they're younger, and then the one brother seems like he's like, hey, you take it, but then they end up fighting it anyways. Then many years later, this ninja sneaks into the samurai camp or whatever while the Predator watches. He knows this shit's going to be good. He is correct. Really cool ninja fighting samurai things happen throughout. I mean, I can't, if anybody's got anything that jumps out at them, feel free to say what it is, but it's cool. You should watch it. It's worth watching.
This is definitely a watch, because if you listen to This Bizarre Adventure, you know that I have a problem talking about action scenes.
Yeah.
We're like, just watch the action scenes.
Yeah.
And this is a 15, 17 minute long action scene.
Yeah. Yes.
But I thought it was awesome because like you see these kids fighting as kids with sticks, and they're like, I don't know if they're actual brothers or if they're just like best friends, but they're like under the tutelage of this like master samurai guy. He has them fight against each other with real swords, which the one doesn't want to do. He's like the peaceful one, I guess. And then he slices his cheek up and runs away. And then you see the samurai master guy die. He's covering him up, so it's like 20 years later or whatever. And these guys still look the same, but like you can tell that they're the same people, but like they're grown up.
Mm-hmm.
The ninja guy has an awesome look. He looks so good with the beard.
Can I tell you that I was surprised that the ninja was the other brother?
Oh,
you were?
I didn't see it coming.
Oh, I thought that was very apparent.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, it's the loser brother.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And then I thought the one part that did stick out to me was when the guy was trying to ring the alarm bell.
Yeah, that was really
then
cool.
He stops him from doing it, and then like another guy comes and he's like stopping 4 guys from ringing this bell. And it reminded me of when I'm playing a stealth game and like it's not going exactly the way that I want it to.
Right.
And then you see another tower has seen what's going on, so he starts ringing the bell. And the animation on that guy's face when he hears the other alarm bell ringing is like so good, because he's like, oh, fuck.
Yep.
Like you can see it on his face.
Yeah.
And then again, really great action, really great violence. Once the Predator gets going, and the Predator looks amazing.
Yeah, yes, way better than the
Predator.
previous part. Yep.
And
agreed.
Once he starts going and he's like ripping the tops of people's heads off and like just going through these samurai, just like tearing them to pieces.
Yeah,
it's
and
so
they're getting
cool.
like cut in half and stuff. It was pretty sweet.
It's amazing. He throws this one spear into this guy, and then the sides open up and it cuts him in half.
Yes. Yep.
Fucking sweet.
Did you guys watch the rest of it or the rest of the episodes yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. I was like, I don't know that it gets better after this.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I
This
can't
one was,
imagine it's any
this one was
better than that.
definitely amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one blew the other one out of the water for me, and I actually liked the other one, but this one
I
is
liked
just like
the other
on
one
a
just
whole
fine.
new
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it had been
Yeah.
the other way around, I think I would have been disappointed with the first
Yes.
part.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I thought it was cool the way that the ninja guy dispatches with the predator. He like puts the little predator bomb on whatever retractable chain
Yeah.
claw thing that it has, and it explodes and blasts the predator in the tree. My one complaint was, how does that not ruin the camouflage? Like water ruins the camouflage in
Yeah.
the movies. But they needed it for the cool ending where, it looks like the brothers are going to fight again, but they're really
Mhm.
just chopping up the invisible, almost dead predator.
Yeah.
And then did the samurai brother die? Because he had gotten
Yes.
wounded. Okay.
He died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got it through the gut, and then like the last thing the ninja brother says to him is like, "You're not alone," which is from the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
And
The leaves
like,
of a
I
tree
guess
grow
he,
side by side.
yeah, I guess he died peacefully because, I guess because he knew that his brother or friend or whatever forgave him. So,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was
No, solid segment.
Yeah, with like 5 lines of dialogue in the whole thing, it told a very compelling story. I was entranced with this thing. It
Yeah.
was awesome.
Agreed. And yeah, then the end of it is the ninja brother wakes up or is in sci-fi jail with the Viking lady, and then there's a third guy, and he's got his dog tags that say John Torres, which sounds familiar, but that's going to be the next part. So,
Yep.
okay, I guess you're excused. Well, I can. Do you have another minute to talk about scheduling real quick, or no?
Yes, 1 minute exactly.
Okay, we got Alien Covenant on the 12th. We've already agreed to that.
Mhm.
American Gangster, you're sitting out. I've got a
Yes.
problem for The Predator. It would be on the 10th of May. That's Mother's Day. Probably not a good idea. The 9th also doesn't work for me because I'm in Disneyland. So we could do it on the 17th, a week later at the usual time, or the 3rd, a week earlier, the usual time. I think I could do early. Any preferences there? The 3rd or the 17th?
Sundays that we don't record, I am on another show.
You're booked out all the way?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll DM you guys. Maybe we can do like this. Could you do a Saturday instead?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe like the 16th or the 2nd, something like that.
Yeah.
All right. Let me. I'll follow up on that later, and then you can get going.
Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty.
Then I'm going. Enjoy.
I'll take off then.
Okay. Bye.
So George was supposed to lead this one. So my notes are not that thorough. So I'm good at, it's probably fine regardless, but
yeah.
I definitely have through the credits.
My notes are so stupid. Actually, let me send them to you because they're real bad.
I don't need to approve them.
No, you don't, but you do need to see them because
okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I missed that detail. All right.
What?
About the med bed. That's especially stupid if it's in Vickers' chamber.
Yeah, it's she's like, "Oh, I'm going to program this for a cesarean." And then they're like, "We're sorry. This terminal is only set up for men." And I'm like,
"That's weird.
What the fuck?"
That's really weird. I never caught that before.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a note about cum.
I have a note that's only cum.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Yeah, I agree with a lot of those. All right. Should we start without him? I mean, we should definitely start without him because
Yeah.
it could be more than a half an hour yet. And then I don't know. We'll just wing it. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're not making any money.
I don't know if you noticed, but my whole thing is winging it.
No, I need to embrace winging it more. I over prepare for this show, and I over prepare for Retro Game Club 2 because I don't want to mess that up. That's not my show.
Yeah.
But then like for Games My Mom Found stuff, I usually try to rewatch the movie and make some notes, but I've gotten real loose with that, and that's like way better than spending a lot of time preparing.
I like before, whenever I agree to anything, I let whoever is running the show know I am not going to do any prep. I am a off the cuff guy. So what you're going to get
I just don't
is
have confidence.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't have confidence in my ability to remember stuff on the spot. So I'm like, oh, I got to remember this, and then I don't know. It's just a thing I got to get over.
That's why I keep notes like this,
right?
Because there's some stuff.
Well, sometimes I have notes like that, and I'm like, what did I mean by come?
I know exactly what I mean by
come. Bad example, but. Anyways, do you want to get started then?
Yeah, let's get started.
Okay. Should we clap in? Why not?
If you want to clap in, I'm gonna have to start up a recording.
I want that for sure, just in case. Actually, I was recording with Robbie Sherman for his show. And he's like, oh, send me those files. And I didn't know if he wanted, because I always record everything where I'm on one track and then everybody else is on another track, but it was just him. So I'm like, I don't know if he wants his track as well, but whatever. It's like super easy to just export them separately. So I sent him. He's like, oh man, you had mine on a separate track. I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh great, because he's like my recording's super hissy. I was like, okay, great. That's why I do it. So,
weird.
Yeah,
I would like to be on his show.
I'm sure he would love to have you on because he's all about like animation and stuff. Like just ask him, or I'll suggest it to him because
dude,
he's an interesting guy. I like him.
Tell him to DM me.
Yeah. Let me make a note. So I do it right now. It's going to be a lame DM. DM Robbie to DM Colby.
I got expensive in-ear monitors.
Oh, so that's what's different. I was like, something looks different about you.
I'm like,
did you reshave your head?
No, I'm tired of wearing the cans when I'm on video. So I got these things and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to cheap out on these. So I got like nice ones. They sound like shit.
Awesome.
I'm so mad.
I just have like these old Bose. I don't know what. Like my wife got them with like credit card bonus points or something.
Oh, okay.
12 years ago or something.
These are like they're like professional music monitors. You put these in your ears and you can hear all your tones and stuff.
Yeah,
and I don't know I don't know if it's better for music, but voices sound like they're in a toilet.
Would it help if I got in the toilet?
Yeah, get in the toilet. Maybe then you'll sound good.
All right.
Good. I dripped coffee on my laptop.
Yeah, I've been there. Okay, should we clap? 1, 2, 3. Pretty good. All right,
good.
Here we go. Welcome back to Absolutely the Best Podcast, a work in progress. I am Zach, and with me today is my good friend Michael.
Yes, I am here. I am a handsome Squidward.